No one wants less power. Everyone wants more. And there is a book so ruthless, it was written to teach you exactly how to get it. Robert Greene spent years distilling 3,000 years of history, emperors, con artists, seducers, and generals, into 48 cold rules. As Machiavelli warned, any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to be destroyed by the many who are not. So this is not a book about being nice. It is a manual for a game everyone around you is already playing, whether they admit it or not. Here are all 48 laws. Law 1. Never outshine the master. Make those above you feel comfortably superior. Show too much talent and you inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters look more brilliant than they are, and you will rise. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends betray you faster because they are quicker to envy. A former enemy, given the chance to prove himself, has more to prove, so he will be more loyal than any friend. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance and in the dark. Never reveal the purpose behind your actions. Send them down the wrong path, and by the time they realize your true aim, it is far too late. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. The more you say, the more common and less in control you appear. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying little. Open your mouth too much, and you reveal exactly how ordinary you are. Law 5. So much depends on reputation, guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. With it alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, you are vulnerable on every side. So defend yours to the death, and learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in theirs. Law 6. Court attention at all cost. Everything is judged by appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd. Be larger, stranger, and more magnetic than everyone around you. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the wisdom, knowledge, and effort of other people to push your own cause. They do the labor, you take the glory, and you are remembered as brilliant. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. When you force the other person to act, you are the one in control. Lure them with an irresistible offer, then attack. The one who moves is always weaker than the one who waits. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Any triumph you gain through argument is hollow, because the resentment lasts longer than the momentary agreement. Demonstrate, do not explain. Let your actions speak, and no one can argue back. Law 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Emotional states are as contagious as any disease. Tie yourself to the miserable and the cursed, and you drown with them. Associate instead with the happy and the fortunate. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. To stay powerful, you must be needed. The more others rely on you, the more freedom you have. Make your skills impossible to replace, and you can never be discarded. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. One sincere, honest move can cover over dozens of dishonest ones. A single, well-timed gift lowers the guard of even the most suspicious person and opens the door. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. No one moves for your sake. Do not remind people of your past kindness or beg for pity. Show them what they stand to gain, and they will run to help you. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Knowing your rival is essential. Ask indirect questions. Get people to reveal their weaknesses and intentions, all while wearing the mask of a harmless friend. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total destruction. An enemy left smoldering will recover, and he will seek revenge. Crush him completely in body and in spirit. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Too much presence makes you seem common. The more you are seen and heard, the cheaper you become. Learn to withdraw at the right moment and let absence make them crave your return. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Humans are creatures of habit, hungry for the familiar. When you are predictable, you hand them control. Be deliberately unpredictable, and you keep everyone off balance and afraid. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. The world is dangerous, and the instinct is to retreat behind walls. But isolation cuts you off from information and allies. Stay in the mix. The crowd is your shield. Law 19. Know who you are dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Never assume everyone reacts the same. Some people, once deceived or crossed, will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. Choose the ones you cross carefully. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. Keep yourself uncommitted and everyone will chase you. Play both sides against the middle. The moment you take a side, you lose your power and you make an enemy of the other. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. No one likes feeling stupider than the next person. Make your victims feel smart, even superior, and they will never once suspect that you are the one pulling the strings. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. When you are weaker, never fight just for honor. Surrender instead. It buys you time, and time to gnaw at your conqueror's power while he relaxes his guard. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Energy scattered is energy wasted. Find the single richest mine and dig deep. Intensity always defeats spreading yourself thin. Conserve your forces and strike at the one thing that matters. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Master the art of indirection. Flatter without fawning, ask without begging, blend in and please your master, and rise through grace and charm rather than through open force. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Do not accept the role that society handed you. Forge a new identity, one that commands attention and that you completely control. Be the author of your own image, not a character in someone else's story. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. You must seem a paragon of fairness. Never let yourself be caught doing the dirty work. Use others as scapegoats and cat's paws to disguise your own involvement. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe, to create a cult-like following. People desperately want to believe in something. Become the focus of that hunger. Offer them a cause, a faith, and they will follow you and hand you enormous power. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. Everyone admires the bold. No one honors the timid. If you are unsure, do not act. But the moment you move, move without hesitation. Boldness makes you seem larger and more powerful than you are. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. The ending is everything. Plan to the very last move. Account for every twist and every consequence, and you will never be overwhelmed by circumstance or forced to improvise. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Hide the sweat, the practice, and the clever tricks. When you act with grace and ease, people assume you were simply born with a gift. Reveal the work, and the magic dies. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. Offer people choices that, no matter which they pick, all end in your favor. They feel free and in control, while you quietly set every option on the table. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. The truth is often ugly and unwelcome. Never appeal to it. Appeal instead to people's dreams and fantasies. Conjure the vision they long for, and a following will form around you. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness. a soft spot, an uncontrollable emotion or secret need. Find that one insecurity and you hold a psychological key you can turn whenever you please. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. The way you carry yourself decides how people treat you. Radiate dignity and unshakable confidence, and the world will assume you were born to wear a crown. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a hurry. Learn to sense the spirit of the times. Know when to hold back and when to strike hard. Patience is not passive. Patience is power. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. By reacting to a petty problem, you give it life, and you give your enemy strength. The more attention you pay him, the bigger he grows. Show contempt and walk away. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. Striking imagery and grand symbolic gestures create an aura of power that everyone can feel. Dazzle the eyes with spectacle, and no one will bother to question what you are really doing. Law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others. Flaunt your unconventional ideas too loudly, and people will assume you only want attention, and they will punish you. Blend in on the surface. Save your originality for those few who will appreciate it. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. Anger and emotion are strategically self-defeating. You must always stay calm and objective, but learn to make your enemies angry, rattle them, throw them off, because a furious opponent makes the mistakes you need. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. What is offered for free is often a trap, laced with obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. Pay your own way. Generosity is a sign and a magnet of power. Cheapness only chains you. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. What happens first always seems better and more original than what comes after. Follow a great predecessor and you vanish in his shadow. Clear your own path, slay the father, and shine as yourself. Law 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Trouble can usually be traced to a single strong individual, the stirrer. Isolate that one source, strike it, and do not let it operate. The scattered followers lose their will on their own. Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. Coercion creates a resistance that will eventually turn against you. You must seduce others into wanting to move in your direction. Win their hearts and their minds, and they do your work willingly. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Mirror your enemies. Do exactly what they do, and they cannot figure out your next move. The mirror mocks and humiliates them, and it goads them into overreacting. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Everyone understands the need for change in the abstract, but too much change, too fast, feels like a threat, and it triggers revolt. Talk change loudly, but move forward slowly. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. Appearing better than others is dangerous, but nothing is more dangerous than appearing to have no flaws at all. Envy breeds silent enemies. Admit a harmless vice now and then to deflect the envy that success attracts. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aim for. In victory, learn when to stop. The moment of victory is the moment of greatest danger. Success goes to your head, you push too far, and you make more enemies than you defeat. Set a goal, and when you reach it, stop. Law 48. Assume formlessness. By taking a fixed shape, by making your plans obvious, you give your enemies something to grip and destroy. Be fluid, be adaptable, stay in constant motion, and accept that nothing is certain. A thing that is formless can never truly be attacked. 48 laws. Emperors, seducers, con men, and kings, all playing the same silent game. You can call it cynical. Robert Greene would call it clear-eyed. Because whether or not you choose to play, remember the first thing he told you. No one wants less power. Everyone wants more. And now you know the rules.